in another world, searching for your tomorrow in a guiding light, as your world's turning, ending up in a secret storm, acting like Ryan who ain't got no hope, fooling around with all my children, and ending up in the general hospital in the midst of the doctors trying to analyze God. Now, hello, good afternoon, or good evening, whichever one suits somebody. I'm just sorry. God ain't never told us to get deep. You can't get deep concerning God. God is the essence of what deep is. And even if you try to get deep with God, God can go to a dimension that you can't even reach Him.
That's right. Amen.
You better ask them folk that tried to build the Tower of Babel. They tried to get so deep, tried to reach God. But we're going to get to God. We're going to get on His level. See, that's the problem that we're having in the church today. Many people have become common with God, and they place themselves on the same level with God. But let me tell you something. What I learned about common, when you start becoming common with God, that breeds contempt.
Come on.
You think you become so common with God until you can start acting and doing anything, and if you think it's permissible.
Yes.
One of my spiritual daughters in Maryland, a former pastor that she was under, told her, I understand you got a spiritual father, blah, 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 but I'm your pastor. And as your pastor, you're going to find out, when you're a pastor, you can do anything you want to. The devil is a lie. I ain't never heard of such foolishness.com in all my life. You can do what you want to. Really? That's when you become common with God and you think you are above the law. But God said that if you exalt yourself, you'll be abased. Now let me show you this, and then we're going to get into this word, because I feel something tonight. The word abased means to be brought down low, which means this. If you start out here and you elevate yourself to here, when God bring you down just to make you humble yourself, see, that's why I don't never say ask God to humble you. Don't do that. The Bible tells us to humble yourself under the mighty hand of God. But if God got to humble you, what's going to happen is you start out here and you exalt yourself here. God don't bring you back here. God bring you all the way down here. Now, it's from here all the way back up here. That's when you feel it. That's when you feel the pain. That's when you feel the agony. That's when God lets you really experience going through. And God sit back and He make you feel as though He's not there. But it's just a feeling. God wants you to experience that feeling. Because see, God wasn't there when you did this. When you exalted yourself, God wasn't in the midst of that. So when God calls you to have to be abased and brought down low, in order for you to get back up to the starting point, you're going to have to kick and fight and scream. You're going to have to feel some pain. You're going to have to go through. You're going to have to really learn how to cry out to God.
Amen. Yes.
So I'm not trying to get deep. I'm not trying to be, I don't knock the folk that get the college education. God bless you. If you got your degree in theology, wonderful. I plan on going to college for theology, but one thing they're not going to do is they're not going to pull me away from the spiritual essence of what God has called me to be. They can teach me theology. They can teach me. They can teach me how to understand God, but they can't teach me who God is. See, my relationship with God tells me who He is. My relationship with His Son Jesus tells me who He is. My fellowship in prayer and supplication tells me who He is. You know how it does that? Because He talks to me. It's not a one-sided conversation. I talk to Him, but then He turns around and talk. I give Him room to talk to me, and He tells me who He is. They say, the song said, Jesus loved me, this I know. Yes, I do know. But it's not just because the Bible tells me so. It's because He tells me Himself. Amen. Yes. Amen. And for y'all tonight, I want you to know the Spirit of the Lord said this because the worship was so pure. And there's already been an atmosphere set. I felt it when I walked in here. But the Spirit of the Lord said, not only do He love you tonight, but He's in love with you.
Ooh, Jesus. Amen.
See, you set a presence and an atmosphere of intimacy. That's what worship is. It's an atmosphere of intimacy between you and the God that you say you love. Yes. See, and God don't want no part-time lovers. Let me say that again. God don't want no part-time lovers.
Amen. Amen.
One minute you loving on him and worshiping him, the next minute you're cheating on him. Doing any and everything and calling yourself saved. The devil is a lie.
Yes.
I wrote a post on Facebook the other day called No More Excuses. Let me tell you something. Sin is not a mistake.
Yes.
We need to stop saying that. I made a mistake. No, you didn't. You did something purposely. It is a willful, disobedient act. That's what it is. Because James described it in James, the 1st chapter. He said, you start out, you're enticed.
Yes.
The devil is luring you. You sure look good. And I want us to do this, that, and the third. And I'm going to tell you, I don't care what God said. I'm going to bless you with this and that. And I'm going to show you just how good I could really be to you. And you know he probably be working it just like this too. And you get so enticed and so caught up in what he's saying. Ladies, you know when that man was real.